Hey guys, it's Andy, aka LG, aka E-Loggy. I'm back again, ready to record a Magic the Gathering deck video. Today's deck is this is a deck I built for Modern. The idea of the deck came around when Lord of the Rings came out, but I didn't actually build the deck until Modern Horizons 3 dropped, and there was no shot of this deck ever accomplishing anything after the new format was made, but I made the deck. It is Izzet Wizard's mid-range control, kinda. It was originally like aggro, but that just didn't ever get its wheels turned, and it was bad, but I made it more like control-y, and it feels fine, like good to play, but probably not gonna do well competing versus Energy or Frog or any of the top decks. Grinding Station just got banned like today, in fact, so that's funny, but it goes to show you the date I'm recording this. But you know how we do it around here. If you like Magic the Gathering deck tech videos, be sure to subscribe because I got more coming. Just recorded one for Pioneer Lotus Field combo, and I got 2 more lined up ready to record after this, so we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, let's go over this nonsense Izzet Wizard's deck I made for Modern. So originally there were 4 Delver of Secrets here, but I trimmed 2 Delvers down, so there's still 2, but 2 of them have been swapped for a Tamio, who you could probably run 4 of, but I mean, you could probably just play something that isn't Wizards and function much better than this. So yeah, everybody knows Delver. Tamio you might not know since it's new, though you probably do. 1 mana, 0/3 flying. When it attacks, you make a clue token. And then when you draw your 3rd card in a turn, you can transform Tamio, and she is a flip walker that has a +2 that just is a bit of defense. The -3 is regrowth. I guess it can only be instant or sorcery cards. And then a -7 that's game winning, but even generating like 1 or 2 clue tokens with Tamio is just crazy value. So even if you don't flip her, it's still kind of insane. She is a wizard though. Like Delver, who is a wizard on the front side. On the back, it's not a wizard, unfortunately, but if we have a flip Delver, we're doing pretty good. So the anti-wizard synergy there is not that much of a downside. Speaking of wizards though, I got 4 copies of Snappy. I mean, Snappy's still playable in Modern, right? I think so, especially in this deck where we're all about wizards. Snappy's a wizard. Flash, 2 mana, 2/1, give an instant or sorcery in your yard flashback till end of turn. It's good. If you don't have anything in your yard, you can just flash it in. It's a wizard, so it supports the rest of our wizard synergies, so that's good. Overall, just a good card. Not much needs to be said. Speaking of wizards, we are playing 4 copies of Tishana's Tidebinder in the main deck, and we are stifling every fetch land activation. Now, there's a multitude of other things that can be stifled with that, but I love Tidebinder. I play it every format it's legal, Standard, Pioneer, and now Modern, so yeah, love me some Tidebinder. I didn't remember it was a wizard, so I actually, it wasn't in the original iteration of the deck, and I'm like, wait a minute. Yep. And made sure to include that at TT. And that is actually it for the creatures, just 12 of them in the whole deck, but they are all wizards, so attacking with the wizards isn't how we're likely going to get there. I mean, Delver flipping can put on pressure and stuff, but the spells is really where the deck shines. 4 copies of a card you probably never heard of called Lightning Bolt. It does 3 damage for 1 mana or something. I don't know, you'll have to look at Scryfall or something. But yeah, we're playing Bolt, and we're also playing 3 copies of Bad Bolt, aka Wizard's Lightning. But since we are wizards, this could be 3 additional copies of Lightning Bolt, which I hear is pretty good. It might not even be good, because that is not... like, we won't always have a wizard in play, so maybe it's not the best, but I do like it, just as additional copies of Bolt. I am playing 4 Preordains, pretty recently unbanned in Modern, as a way for, like, Delver synergies. That's pretty much it. Just good old Preordain, scry 2, then draw. Maybe this doesn't need to be in here, but I think it's good, so we got it. And since going into more of a control route, I included 4 copies of Counterspell in the main. I mean, it's modern legal. I don't know if it's modern playable anymore. I think it is though, but yeah, just a good card. And now we get 4 copies of Expressive Iteration, a card I was unable to play in Pioneer because it got banned. But a very good card, like a 2-mana draw 2 that lets you choose. Too powerful for Pioneer, but maybe a little underpowered for Modern. I don't know, we'll see. It feels pretty good though, so that's that. Now we get to one of the reasons I wanted to build Wizards. That is Flame of Anor from Lord of the Rings. 3 mana, 3 modes. Target player draws 2 cards, destroy target artifact, or deals 5 to target creature. But if we control a wizard, we can choose 2 modes. So that gets insane. 3 mana, I'll draw 2 and blow up one of your creatures. That's just a strict +2 for 3 mana. kind of outrageous. And worst case scenario, we don't have a wizard. It's a 3 mana divination. So like a quick study now that also can destroy a creature or an artifact. So overall good card. Maybe I need more wizards, because now I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, okay, there's gonna be situations where I don't have wizards, so yeah, I gotta trim some of this. Doesn't seem like we have enough wizards to support this much, especially because Delver and Tamiyo don't stay wizards for very long, but that isn't the only synergy we're rocking in the deck. It's nice, it's what the deck wants to be doing, so I will need to consider putting more wizards in the deck. Maybe trim some of like preordains and iterations. Now, looking at this now, this doesn't seem like enough wizards. I never play with this deck if you can't tell. Anyway, moving on, we got 2 copies of Lorien revealed, just because. Just because. 5 mana, draw 3 cards, but most likely just a 1 mana island cycling. If the deck flows right, we're always going to have a solid amount of cards, so the draw 3 won't be necessary often, but early game island cycling is good, so 2 copies of Lorien. And then the last 2 cards in the deck are a bit of a meme. I just saw people nowadays, when they play Izzet, they kind of gravitate. Well, they did when it got unbanned, but yeah, we're playing one of Split and Twin combo just as a nice gotcha. Has no synergy with the rest of the deck, but we are playing that as a backup win condition if the wizard package doesn't do it for us, which I think is good. Let me know how wrong I am in that assessment in the comments, so I'm sure y'all will. Anyway, that's it for the deck. Now we just have the lands, which I guess I should have done first. I don't know why. Usually the lands are first. We got Scalding Tarn, a 4 of. Y'all know what Scalding Tarn does. We got 4 Steam Vents. Y'all know what Steam Vents does. We got 3, you heard that, 3 basic islands and 1 basic mountain. Islands are a little more necessary because some of our cards have multiple blue pips. Nothing really has multiple red pips except Splinter Twin, which is like a backup win condition that we're not actively trying to get to, so that's why we have that many basic islands. We also have 4 Spirebluff Canal, just to get it down early and have our 2 colors of mana that we need. 1 Mutavault that can become a wizard. Maybe you could include more, but I only put 1 in, and maybe it's correct to have more, but I'm just always iffy on lanes that don't produce the colors I need. Personal preference of mine, but yeah, just 1 Mutavault. 1 of each, the channel lands in Izzet, Sokenzan, and Otawara, that we can make bodies with this one by channeling it, and bounce something by channeling this. Both good cards, only 1 of though. And then 2 copies of Thundering Falls that can be searched up with our Scalding Tarn and Surveil. So that is the deck. Looking at it now, I feel like it needs work. I'm not sure where I would start. Probably by putting in more wizards. But I'd like this concept for a first video. Like if you noticed, I always like update my old deck videos. I'm constantly updating my old decks, so there may be a part 2 of this if this doesn't get retired immediately. But I like the way this looks. I'm curious to see how it will play. For the sideboard, we have 2 subtlety, not a wizard, but a good card nonetheless that can come in versus maybe take out the Splinter Twin if that's completely offline or whatever. 3 copies of Spell Pierce in case opponent's trying to do some degenerate nonsense. 3 Pyroclasm, 2 mana, 2 damage to each creature. Since we don't have as many wizards as I thought we did, that's probably a good card to have come in versus aggro. 2 copies of Echoing Truth. This was a way to bounce like all the cat tokens and stuff, but I just don't think that's enough versus like the energy deck or whatever, but seems like fighting an uphill battle. We have 2 copies of Soul Cauldron, because this is just the premier graveyard hate, I guess, or the new hotness or something. I don't know, people love it in Modern. I didn't think it'd be playable there, but I guess that's the go-to. We're not really abusing that on our end. Like, none of our creatures have activated abilities. Maybe I can find some Izzet Wizards that have activated abilities and actually do something with Soul Cauldron. Anyway, the final 3 cards on the board are Blood Moon and Magus of the Moon, and that is why we have more basic islands than mountains also, in case we bring in the moons there. And yeah, that's the deck. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I feel like I need more wizards or something. Let me know what you think. How you feel about the wizard package, the random Splinter Twin, the any opinions you have about the deck, I'd love to hear in the comments. So thank you for watching the video. Be sure to stick around because I got more deck tech videos coming up. And until then, thank you for watching and have a good day, guys.